Hey guys, today we are here to record the 4th episode of my podcast, Big Players Talk, and I'm super happy with my friend and my student, Luiza. So I'm here in Cascavel, so I'm very happy to receive her here. First of all, thank you for saying yes for my invitation.
No problem.
I know that your life is super busy, that you have a lot of appointments, you go very often to São Paulo to study, and you also work as a doctor. So thank you so much for saying yes.
It's a pleasure for me.
Amazing. And I would like to start asking you to introduce yourself for everyone who's watching. Lu, talk about a little bit about you, about your professional life, everything that you have conquered so far.
Okay, my name is Luiza. I am a doctor. I work at the ICU, critical care therapy. When I was younger, I tried to be an actress.
Oh, really? It's true, exactly.
I made a lot of tests. I went to Rio de Janeiro. And of course, I come back to Cascavel and I thought that I need to change my life, to change my mind. And I tried to study to know what I really want to make to be. And I find myself on the medicine.
And so
I made the university here in Cascavel. I lived with my mother and my father, so it was very easy to me to have my parents with me in this situation. Because I see a lot of people that lives, the parents live in another city and they have a lot of difficulties to live here, to pay the bills and a lot of things. So for me, it was really comfortable in this situation. And then I worked in another city, Laranjeiras do Sul, for a year. I made a consult. I don't know.
I made
consultas.
Appointments.
Appointments.
Yeah, I was doing some appointments.
And now, in that time, I realized that I really don't like appointments. I really like the patients that are really critical. So I started to make my residence in Curitiba. I stayed there for 3 years. I worked a lot on the COVID because I began the residence began in March, March 1st, and the pandemic started in, I don't remember, 11.
Yeah, in the same month of March. So you were going to start your residency in 2020, exactly the year that the pandemic. Wow.
Yes.
And you had already decided for critical care.
Yes, I have already decided. So it was really complicated. But we saw a lot of situations, but we learned a lot about critical care therapy. So it was really nice to be who I am today. And then I come back to Cascavel, and I have already made English classes a few years ago, but of course, I was always a good student, but I don't have the contact with the language. So I didn't remember a lot of things in English. And I have a friend of mine that, Yasmin, that lives in, now he lives in Porto Alegre, but she lives in Porto Alegre, but she studies with me, studied with me at the university. And I saw on Instagram, your profile. Profile. And I started I come back to the English classes. And when I started, I remember it was just you, Teacher Rob, and Teacher Sophie.
Yeah, Teacher Sophie joined later.
Yes, and all the company grows a lot.
Yeah.
And I think it's very special for me to see all these things. And for myself, of course, now I can speak in English. I can travel. I can make my master's degree, and I have a lot of teachers there that just speak in English, or they are using examples that articles just in English. So it's really a comfort to me now, the contact with the language. So I think the team, all the team, really changed my life in a lot of points. And now, of course, I understand that I need to improve my English, and I can do it. I need to practice every single day.
Exactly.
Sometimes I didn't practice, I don't practice. But I think I I am much better than I was. Of course,
sure.
2 years ago, I will never think that I can make a
podcast.
Podcast in English. So
Yeah.
I need to thank you,
Oh,
you
thank
all,
you so
all you,
much.
because it was really important to me and for my life.
Amazing, Lu. No, you were such an example, because I remember when we started, you were like, yeah, I have tried it before and everything. And you were always like that student that was always on time, doing your homework, always like going to the special class, everything that we proposed to you. And I always say like that the methodology is important, of course, but the student also has to do like his part, right?
Yes.
And you were always like doing 100% of your part, and we did also ours. So that's why I think everything could come together. And we also helped you on your master degrees program, right? And can you tell us a little about why you decided to pursue this master degree and why English was important for you also in this moment?
I am a teacher,
a professor
at the university, and then the opportunity to make a master's was a huge opportunity to do on Einstein in Einstein, São Paulo, and my professor, my advisor is really famous in critical care. So that opportunity I cannot left leave.
I couldn't let it go.
I couldn't let it go. So I think I come back to the English class because of that. Because I really need to pass, because to go to a master's, we need to have a proof, a test of proficiency of English. And I said, Jesus, I need to come back. And I started the classes with teacher Dalvana. I had a classes, and I still have classes with teacher Rob. And with teacher Rob, we changed the class just to read the articles, read the test that the university applies to us to be approved. So I made it, and now I need to make another one, because I will make my doctors, and I need to make another test to improve my proficiency in English.
Exactly.
I think now I am more comfortable. But in the beginning it was really, really complicated, and I think I really needed to start to think to go to the masters to come back to the English, because of course we have a lot of things to do, and normally we say, I will come back. Again, sometimes we have something that I need to come back, and of course it makes still 2 years, 3 years.
I think it started in 2023, right? So it's going to be 3 years.
It's going to be 3 years, and I don't think think in stop the classes. I really like to have the classes. Sometimes I have classes with teacher Enika that I really like, because she's Canadian. So in the beginning I was so afraid. Jesus Christ, I have a class with teacher Enika. Oh my gosh, she will not understand what I'm talking about. And it was really amazing. And the differences that we can learn, and I thought it was really, really, really fantastic.
Really nice. I remember the first time that I told you, Lu, next week you're gonna have a class with teacher Anika. Oh my God, she's totally freaked out. She was like, I'm not ready. And after the class, you were like, she could understand me. It was so nice. I couldn't imagine everything. So I think like this thing that we do to bring some foreigners, to have like special classes with people from different countries, and also have Anika that is part of our team, shows to the students that they are able to do things, because sometimes like I am a teacher, but I am Brazilian, so you think like, Dalvana is telling me this just because she likes me or she wants to please me, or like I'm not ready to talk to a foreigner. And when you are like in front of a Canadian, you can talk to her, it's like now there is nothing that you can tell to yourself like, I can speak in English. You just proved to you that you could do it, right?
Sometimes I think because when we have a Portuguese teacher,
a Brazilian teacher,
sometimes we speak in Portuguese.
Just one word. If you don't understand, you make a question in Portuguese, right?
And for teacher Anika, I can't. I need to explain find the word that I want that she understands.
Exactly.
So I think it
forces
our brain to think different kind of words and different kinds of how to explain these situations.
Yeah,
so I
exactly.
think it was really important. And when I went the first time abroad, was really interesting because I really can communicate and talk with natives, and it was really nice to see that it works.
I'm able to do.
They were not lying to me.
Of course not. And I remember because we do a very personalized like way of teaching, right? So you had some classes before your trip to Thailand about Thailand, and you sent me some messages. We saw something about the plastic bags. Yeah. And when you got there, it was really like what you saw in the article or the video, right, Lu? Do you remember?
I remember. It was really amazing. And I think the method that you work is really nice. Sometimes I saw the TED Talk on my masters. I had already sent to you.
Really nice,
sometimes they sent to us a preview to the class, and sometimes it's the TED Talk.
Is the same material that you had used in the classes, and you see in your Albert Einstein master degree.
Yes,
right? So
yes, it's really nice. And now I'm trying to watch videos in English without subtitles.
Great.
Now, when I put subtitles in English, of course, it's easier for me because in the beginning, Jesus Christ, I need to understand. And now, when I have the subtitle in English, it's for comfort for me.
Yeah, it's comfortable. So you are taking out, so you can go to the next level, right?
And sometimes I am watching a movie or something like that, just in English. And in the beginning, my brain was starting to understand. And in the middle of the video, I saw, Jesus Christ, I'm not realizing that I am understanding all the whole thing in English. And I'm not
translating. You are not translating in your mind. You are understanding in English, right?
Yes.
Because I think this is the struggle that people have in the beginning, right? They are like, okay, I can understand, but in my mind, I think in Portuguese and everything. And with time, you just stop translating. And when you see, you don't realize sometimes is this in Portuguese or in English? You don't really pay attention. You just understand the content, right?
Yes, it's amazing.
It's really
and I can read the articles in English. I am doing another course for meta-analysis because my master's, my job of my master's.
Your research.
Yes, my research. Yeah, it will be a systematic review with meta-analysis.
Okay,
and I buy I bought a course, and the guy, she's from Brazil, but she works in Harvard. I don't know where he lives now. And he have the classes in Portuguese and in English.
Okay,
you can choose. And
you chose in English.
Yes.
That's my girl. I'm so proud.
I know I'm doing both things. I am learning the medicine and the meta-analysis in the situation and the language.
Exactly.
And he has a class every Sunday morning just in English. So it's amazing because all the people speaking English on the chat.
On the chat.
The chat. And I making my questions
in English. Of course.
It's really nice. And sometimes we don't realize that we can do this. And now we are talking about this. Oh my gosh, yes, we can.
Exactly. Yes. And in the beginning, Lu, when you started, you didn't you had no idea that you would be able to do all of this in the future.
Never.
Right?
I remember that in the beginning of the class, I think in the first class, normally we made
we make a game.
A game and put something that we really want to do with the language. And I remember that I said about read articles in English, and I think about the
masters.
Go abroad, the masters, and now I realize that everything worked. So it is very nice.
It's really cool, right? Yeah, we do it. We establish a goal with the students, right? Because I think we only work with adults, and I think the methodology, it works super well because, as I was telling you before, you had a lot of great results because you put your effort also, right? So we prepare everything for the students who are adults to put that on practice. And sometimes when we are adults, we have a lot of things to do. So if you don't know exactly why we are doing this, we give up, So when we start, I'm like, what do you want to achieve? oh, I want to travel in 6 months with my family to Disney, or I want to participate in a congress of medicine abroad. And so when you have this goal in your mind, it's easier for you to keep up, right? Because everyone is super busy. You have a lot of things to do. If you don't have exactly why we are pursuing this, we are going to like, I don't have the time. It's not important for me right now.
Maybe if I didn't have a goal, the masters, maybe I will not come back to the English
classes. Exactly.
And now I have another thing because I will try to present in Congress on October.
Nice.
So I need to be very
for sure. And she's already amazing, as you guys can see, right? It's going to be incredible. And where is this Congress, Lu?
In Lisboa.
In Lisbon, okay.
But it's the European Congress, so I need to speak in English.
Exactly.
Really and my advisor said to me, I will ask you in English. Oh, Jesus Christ!
I will call your advisor and say, please do it. She can do it. I will send him this podcast. You see, she's ready. You don't have to be afraid about it.
Yes. Today, on the morning, I have a class with teacher Rafael that he is amazing. And he sent to me a video, and the video, the guy that said in the video was really fast. She said really fast, and Jesus Christ, I can understand. I couldn't just understand some words. Yes. And when I was reading the text, Jesus Christ, the whole words I can understand. Sometimes it's important to listen, and the videos we have. And let me think.
The video has a transcription, right?
But I think it's important to have these videos, the different videos, because we can understand the different accents, the different kinds of speaking English. And for our listening, I think it's very, very, very nice, because sometimes the people say very slowly. So it's okay, I can understand. And when sometimes people speaks very fast, it's more complicated. But I think in these situations we need to, I can understand. So I think it challenges our brain.
Exactly. And this is one very important point, Lu, because sometimes people keep like on their comfort zone. I'm going to just see these videos that are very slowly, or I'm going to put like 0.5 and everything. But when you go to a congress in Lisbon, the person is not going to be speaking very slowly for you. Or I will only listen to American accent because I think it's beautiful. Okay, when you go to like Germany, people will speak with you with the German accent. And you need to be able to understand them, right? So this is why we have these different kinds of videos, because we need to prepare the students for real life. And real life is this. People will be speaking all different kinds of speed. They will have all different kinds of accents. They will talk slowly or fast, or like with expression, with slangs. So it's important for us to do it, to practice our listening, because this is real life, right? And I think you saw this, right, Lu, when you traveled to Bali, to Thailand, and also to Germany recently, and all different countries in the European West, and you saw different accents as well, right?
Different accents. And the guys the driver's guy was different, the native, and have a lot of people from another countries that we can understand that you always said to us, it's not important the accent, we need to be comprehended, and we need to understand what people are trying to talk with you, to speak with you. So it's important to have this attention to these situations, because sometimes I think Brazilian guys normally we don't want to have an accent, a Brazilian accent. And it's not a problem. It's not a problem to have a Brazilian accent. Of course, when someone comes to Brazil and speaks with accent, then that's okay. I can understand. I can understand.
Fine,
so that's fine. And sometimes we have this things.
We only will talk beautifully in English if you don't have an accent and everything. And I say that is not a problem. Like if the person wants to pursue an accent, like Rob, for example, Rob wanted to have a British accent, but the first thing that he did was to be able to communicate. First, he was communicating with people, so he could like be a teacher or travel, do whatever he wanted. And after that, he was like, okay, now I'm going to improve my English pursuing an accent, you know. And this is the thing. I never like say to the the students, like, if you want to pursue an accent, it's a problem. No, but sometimes people stop themselves to talk, like, I'm not gonna talk because I have the Brazilian accent. No, like, if you want to improve, you have to be able to talk. You have to be able to pursue it, So I think it's that what you said is totally right. And when you go to other countries, you can see this. You can communicate in English, in German, in Austria, in Bali, in Thailand, and all people have different accents. Imagine if we only like have one kind of English. It's not even possible in Brazil. Everyone has a different accent. We were together in Recife recently, right? And we were talking about like the different accents, like from Paraná, from Mato Grosso do Sul, from Recife. So within our country, we have all different kinds of accents. It's like crazy for us to think that I cannot have an accent in English. Of course, it's not going to happen, right?
Yes, of course. And I don't know if I said to you, but I want to make sandwich masters. I don't know stay 3 or 4 months abroad. And I said to my advisor that I really want to do this because I think it will improve much more. Much more my English. Of course, it will be in the another not this year, maybe 2027 or 2028. But I have time to be very nice to go there.
Yeah, amazing. And I'd like to ask you, Lu, because sometimes doctors, they get into this kind of like, I do a residence and I do a post-graduation. I cannot right now because I'm working too much. And they always push like English aside, because we know, of course, everyone is busy and there are a lot of things. But what would you say like to these doctors that try to like go away from English because they are working too much and they're always like pursuing something of their area? What was the importance of English in your professional life?
I think it's really, really, really important because all the things are in English. The articles, the most famous articles are in English. The most famous people in critical care or in the medicine at all are speaks in English. And of course, I will go to a congress in Lisbon, but I need to speak in English. So I think if we don't know, if we don't have the context with the language, it is very hard to go achieve our goals. To achieve our goals. So I think we need to have English classes. Of course, when we learn when we were younger, it's easier. And for us that we are more elderly,
we are older,
it's more difficult. But we can do this. And if we are very we practice every single day, we can do this. You speak 3-4 languages. Jesus Christ! Oh my gosh! So we can do. We just need to
prioritize.
Prioritize.
Exactly. And sometimes I feel that they don't realize how English is going to help them in many different areas, not only like in the professional, the academic area, right? I have one student, Vimael, he lives in São Paulo, and he was also working in Einstein, and he wanted like to go to a congress. His goal, because you told me that your goal was to do a master's degree and to read articles in English, right? His goal was to participate in a congress of medicine abroad, but he had no base in English. Like you had already had some English classes before me. His first experience in his life was with me. He just started like some high school classes, just in the regular school. And when we started the class, he was like, yeah, I know that I'm not going to be able to do it. But I was like, of course you will. And so in 6-8 months, he was speaking English and he could go. And he was like, Dao, I was there like in front of the professor that wrote the most important articles of my area. And I could talk to him. Like I could go there. I could talk that I'm your fan. I'm reading your articles. I want to apply what you had researched before. And he said, I could have the money, I could have my experience, but if I didn't have English, I would never be able to enjoy this opportunity. Yes. I don't know when I'm going to see this person again, if I'm going to be able to be in the same room as them. So sometimes like I see like doctors and other professionals also, we have a lot of other things, but you don't stop to think about like how this ability is going to change my life in different ways, not only in the like, okay, it's not only about me being able to read an article, it's about me opening up a lot of doors of my life, right?
I was reading a book that the guy said that normally it's not lucky. It's lucky, but we need to be prepared to the opportunities.
Yeah, exactly.
So if I didn't had the opportunity, if I didn't study to do these things, maybe the opportunity will appear, but I will not can.
I couldn't get it.
I couldn't get the opportunity. So of course the lucky, but we need these opportunities, and we need to study to be to prove
to attract this
to attract
luck.
Exactly.
My dad always says that luck is the opportunity arriving when you are prepared, you know.
Yes.
So this is it. And sometimes we are not getting prepared, and the opportunity comes and you can get it, you know, as you said. So I think English is this. It's like you're preparing yourself for all the opportunities that are coming, so you are creating your luck, right?
Yes. I think maybe in the beginning, to start the class or to come back the classes, we need a goal. But after we can see that the life is changing and the opportunities are appearing, that we can catch the opportunities because of that.
Exactly. Amazing. Well said. As Seneca always says, beautifully said, Luiza. She talks so like cute. This, right? She's the best, right, Anika? All the times that I send the students to Anika, first they are super afraid, like, oh my goodness, I'm going to talk to a native. And after, oh, she's so sweet. She's so nice. She's the best, right? It is really cute. It's really nice to see like this relationship with the students and her. And Lu, I would like to ask you why you decided to do critical care. Why did you choose like this area of medicine?
When I was at the university, I wanted to make a cardiology.
I wanted to be a cardiologist.
I wanted to be a cardiologist, yes. And I really like this kind of medicine. I love this. But when I worked, I started to realize that I don't like the appointments.
The appointments,
I prefer the people that are more critically, the situation are not so comfortable. I really like the adrenaline. So cool.
As a great Aryan.
Yes, of course. And I was changing my mind. I'm not I'm not a person that goes to the church every single week and every week, but I really believe in God, and I think that God makes my life, changes my life, where He thinks that it's better for me. And when I went to Laranjeiras do Sul, that I worked a year there, I was really comfortable to be there. I was applying to be approved on the residence with Yasmin. And I remember that she was approved in the second part of the test, and I was too. And I didn't go to do the second test because I feel that I needed to work. And I remember my mother said, oh my gosh, when Yasmin was approved, oh my gosh, Luiza will be very
she will regret this decision in the future.
Exactly. And I was really okay. My heart was in peace because I thought and I understand that God needed you there, needed you in this situation. Me there, and understand that I really like cardiology, but it's not for me. So I needed this time, this year, this break on my career to understand that I really like another kind of area of medicine. And I was working there, and
in a hospital
in a hospital in Unidade Básica de Saúde.
It would be like a health post.
Health post. I work in the both, and in the hospital, of course, we had the emergency. And I realized, oh, I really like this. And I remember 1 or 2 weeks before, I was thinking, Jesus, maybe I can do critical care. And when I was at the university, I didn't imagine, Jesus Christ, all the things beeping, oh my gosh, the mechanical ventilation, I really didn't like that. And when I was working, I realized that I really like this kind of patients. And sometimes once I was studying at the shift, and I post and on Instagram, just studying. And the guy that now he's my boss, he said, "You are losing your time.
You are wasting your time.
You're wasting your time." And I thought, Jesus Christ. And I started to cry in the middle of the shift. And my mother, I called to my mother crying. And my mother, Jesus Christ, what's happening? Oh my God, someone died. And I, no, it's not that.
No, someone dying is okay. Someone said that I'm wasting my time.
Yes.
That is worse.
And she said, apply the test.
Yeah. But this boss was saying that you were wasting your time because you were studying for the cardiology test?
No, just for working and didn't making a residence.
Okay, yeah. But at this time, you already knew that you wanted to do critical care, yeah? You had already decided not?
Yes.
You were thinking about it.
And when he said this, I thought, Jesus Christ. And I was starting to look at the networks to see where I can do the test.
I could apply for this test.
And I couldn't apply for Curitiba when I made my residence. And I said, okay, I will apply. And if it will be for me, I will pass. And I passed.
So cool, of course. She always passes. Always. I'm going to apply this. I passed. No, I'm so afraid. I got the maximum grade. Of course, Lu. Of course.
And it was really nice. I remember when I was with my sister, we are walking on the street, and we have the news that I passed. It was really, really amazing.
Yeah.
And of course, I started the residence was everything different because I moved to Curitiba. I needed to live with my sister. I didn't know the city because I'm from Curitiba, but I live in Cascavel since I was really young.
And Curitiba is a really big city, right? In comparison to Cascavel, everything is different. Yeah.
Here in Cascavel, we took 5 minutes to go to another
part of the city.
And there, we need 30 minutes to this. So it was really complicated the beginning. And of course, started the pandemic. So it was really, Jesus Christ.
You started, the pandemic was when you started your residency in Curitiba.
Yes.
Wow.
I had, I think, 10 days of the residence.
Yeah, you said March 1st. And so I think March 18, March 19th, it was
I remember clearly we waiting the patients.
Wow.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Was really tough. Really tough. But we learned a lot. We improved a lot our skills in medicine, critical care. I think no one will learn
so much
in a year. We learned. We did. Yeah. Something like when people learn a lot of things in war. It was kind of like
this.
That. Yes.
Yeah. And what you said about God putting you in the place, makes total sense, right?
Yes.
Because you decided, no, I'm not going to go to the residency. I'm going to work and everything. And it was the perfect timing of you, working there to decide to another area. And so when you decided to do it, you went in 20 days, the pandemic started.
Yes.
And probably a lot of people needed you there in this situation. And also it made you a professional that you are today, because as you said, it was of course very difficult, but you could learn way more than other people in normal situations because the pandemic was a very special time, different time.
And
right?
I didn't have any doubt about to be there.
Yeah.
I was at house, something like that.
At home. Yeah.
For me, were so comfortable. I never have any doubt about this. And I really love critical care. And when someone asks me, do you like? What do you think about the career? And I think it's amazing. we need to know a lot of things. We need to have a lot of skills, and the AI will not replace us because
never.
some kinds of things that they can do. So I am really realized in my profession. I really like to be where I am and to work with the people that work with me. me, and the hospitals I really like the chaos. I really like this adrenaline,
nice.
this area thing, and
there is no routine, right? Every day is a
routine.
different thing. Yeah.
Yes.
And there is one thing where I don't know if I told you, probably yes, but sometimes we had very meaningful conversations during the classes, and I changed my perspective about life and death, and because I went through a very difficult moment when I was having some class with you in 2024. My granddad went to the ICU, and I was having some classes with you, and because of the situation, you were super helpful. Now, if you need anything, if you need me to talk to the doctors and everything, because when we are just like patients, when we have someone in our family, we have no idea about what is really happening. We just see that person in that situation, and you try to understand it and everything. And my dad was my granddad was in the ICU for 21 days, and he passed away. And in the last days, like, it was really, he was suffering. We just realized that he was suffering. And I think when you have this routine every day, you see people that get there. Of course, some people will recover, and some people will not. But I think having this contact with death every single day makes us value life more, right, Lu? Yeah. And see these situations, like everything with a different perspective. Yeah?
Yes. I think we started to be more patience with the situations. We understand that we have, of course, all of us have problems, but
our problems are small. You don't know how small our problems are.
Yes. And I really like the palliative care. We talked a lot about this because of your grandfather. But I now remember because in the beginning of my residence, I lose my brother. Yeah, he had a cancer, and he passed away in October 2020,
yeah, during the pandemic, during your first year of residency.
Yes. And I had a advisor, her name is Luiza too, and she had expertise in palliative care, so she talked to me a lot, and I really understand that my brother was suffering. So I think was really important for me past this situation during my residency, because now I really can understand the painful of the another people, because I passed for the same situation. My brother passed away with 38 years old. He was really young. So for us it was really difficult, but we can understand that he was suffering a lot. He suffered for 7 years, so it was really complicated, and I think it helped me a lot to be more more humane, more empathetic,
right? Yeah. While we were talking about this, I was just thinking, like, because you more than anyone understand the pain of the people who were there, but also you can talk like to the mother, to the father, like your son or your brother, or someone that is like sick there. They are suffering as well. We have to think about them, right? Because sometimes we want the person to recover, to be next to us, but when we have like this perspective, we can think that sometimes God has different plans, right? Yes. So it's beautiful. I think your area is one of the most beautiful, like,
I totally agree.
Yeah, because I think that you and people, like, I have other students, Viviane, also, you know her from Floripa. Yeah, she's incredible. Kiss for you, Vivi. Yeah, we always talk about this, that you guys have these, I don't know, this amazement about life, because every day is an opportunity, to be alive. Every day is another chance, and there is someone on a bed that is fighting for life, that would give everything to have this opportunity again, right? So I think, of course, it's something challenging, it's difficult. I think you have to be a very strong person to be there every day, and do not like carry this with you for your personal life, but also it brings us like this passion for living, every day we want to do different things. For example, recently you went skydiving again, right?
Parachute, and the parachute didn't open.
Oh my!
In the first thing,
I had never done this, like, in a normal situation. I already
do. It's very important. I have already parachute for 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
And now I parachute, and the guy that was with me, he said, I need to open the
second one.
The second one.
The step one.
I understand that there was something wrong because
happening.
it's different from the first time. And okay.
Let's do
What
it.
can I do? What can I do? He opened the other parachute and everything was fine.
okay.
I'm still alive, so I'm still here.
Thank God. Thank God. Everything was
But I really like this adrenaline. It was really amazing. The fall down. The free fall, I think.
The free fall. The free fall.
This is amazing. The sensation is amazing.
It's great.
Jesus Christ.
This is it, guys. When you see that people dying every day, you are not afraid of doing this kind of things. You know, you want to go for
really
it.
Nice. Now my mother wants to parachute.
Oh, really? Your mother wants to skydive with you. And your mother is amazing, right? You always talk about her during the classes. She's like the youngest person alive.
She wants to make a tattoo. She wants to parachute. I will go with her to parachute again.
Oh my goodness, that's so nice. Amazing.
I just want that the parachute open the first time for her, because of course
without any adrenaline in this part. Okay, it's already a great adrenaline, just like the way she's doing.
It was really nice, nice. And I went to the Cataratas waterfall.
It was really nice. We say Iguaçu Falls in English.
Iguaçu Falls. Cataratas waterfall. Iguaçu Falls was really nice to see again, because my sister lived in Foz do Iguaçu. I don't know, 10 years ago.
Okay.
So we have already went to...
We had already gone?
We have already gone to Iguaçu Falls and Foz do Iguaçu a long time ago. So come again. It's really interesting. We can feel the details, see another perspectives. So it's really nice.
It's really cool. I have been, I think, 3 times, and I want to go again, because every time you go, you see a different thing. You pay attention in different aspects, right? And traveling, I don't know if you had the same experience, because you went to Thailand, also to Asia. I had never been to Asia. I think that the nature there is always super nice. But traveling, I could realize how the nature in Brazil is so incredible, right? Yes. Sometimes we want to, I want to go abroad and everything. It is incredible to go abroad, but I think like the nature in Brazil is very difficult to find a place that is as beautiful and as diverse as Brazil, right?
Yes, it's very, very, very beautiful. We have a lot of, I want to know a lot of places in Brazil, because in I think I know more abroad than in Brazil. Now I will go with my mother in May to Maceió.
Nice,
because we didn't know there. We don't know there. So we need to know more our
own country. Exactly. And talking about parents, you also had a great trip with your dad recently to Germany, right?
I went to my dad, and he doesn't speak English.
So Lu was a translator, the tour guide, everything.
The whole thing. Jesus Christ, my brain was burning, but that's okay. He said that if I didn't was with him, he will not go sair
will go out. He will not
go out the airport.
Because he couldn't communicate, right?
Yes, just he can just read the numbers, because he is a math teacher, so the numbers,
it was okay, of course, for him.
And just that, Jesus Christ, it's really complicated not know English. Because of course in Germany people speaks German, but they speak English.
They speak English.
They speak English. So if you don't know English, if you just know another language, sometimes you cannot communicate. So the language is the language of the world. My father was saying to me that Mandarin was the most in number of population is most spread.
It's the most spoken English.
Yes,
it's the most spoken language.
But the language of the world, of course, is English.
Exactly. Because if you come to Brazil speaking Mandarin, you will never communicate
we
to
have
anyone.
This problem. We had already had a problem with
you told me a patient.
He was a Chinese, and the patient just spoken English in Portuguese.
No, in English. Oh no,
he
in Portuguese.
Just spoken. He was
was the only one who could speak Portuguese in the whole family.
But he was at the ICU and he was at the mechanical ventilation. so he couldn't talk with us. It was really complicated. Really, really, really complicated. And these situations really realize that the language is important.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ was, we can put it on the Google Translator, but it's not the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really, really hard. And this patient, unfortunately, he passed away. And to give this news is really complicated. Jesus Christ,
without speaking the language of the person, right?
Yes, it's really complicated.
And we talk about autonomy as well, right? Because as your father said, he could go to you. He had like the means to go to other country, but if it wasn't for you, he couldn't do anything. He said himself, like, I was going to stay at the airport or the hotel and everything. So like, if you don't speak the language, you are always relying on someone else, right? You are never like able to do whatever you want, and you can have the money to go, like the plans, but if you don't have English, you have like a very limited, not opportunity, but limited experience.
Yes.
Right?
Totally agree.
Yeah. So cool. Nice. And tell me about your first time abroad. It was in Thailand. How it was a very different, like, because sometimes people go abroad for the first time here in South America or to the USA. No, Luiza, she wanted to go to all around the world, to Asia. The first time abroad, I'm going to go to Thailand and to Bali, Indonesia. That's it.
Yes. I have a friend of mine that she had already went to Europe and she wanted a partner to go to Bali and Thailand, because Bali, I thought she watched the movie Eat, Pray and Love.
Eat, Pray and Love. Yeah, I love this movie, and the book is super good.
He wanted to go there. And he said, let's go to Bali and Thailand. And I'm not good in geography, and I need to, let's go, but I need to know where is this. So we went to there. It was really nice, the experience. And was the first time that I spoke in English with a native person. So it was really nice. We had a tour guide that he spoke in English with me, and it was really nice because I was really comfortable to talk with him. And he learned me a lot of culture of them. And my friend can understand sometimes, but she cannot speak. But was really, really interesting. We know Bali, and we went to Thailand. I made a tattoo there.
The famous tattoo that
you can see.
That Angelina Jolie also has, right?
Angelina has
super cool. Can you tell the story of this tattoo? Because I think a lot of people see, but they don't understand exactly what is the concept behind it.
I will talk about why I decided to do this tattoo.
Amazing.
Because a few years ago, I have already saw the back of a girl that I have a lot of tattoos, and I said, oh, really beautiful, this tattoo.
This one,
And I thought maybe sometimes I will make this tattoo. And on that time, I don't remember when, I researched and I saw, it's in Thailand. Okay, when I go to Thailand, I will make this tattoo. Of course, I will never go. In my mind. And passed a lot of years, and my friend invited me to go to Bali and Thailand. And, I will go. And I didn't remember this tattoo. I didn't remember.
So cool.
Yes, and I don't know. The Instagram is very
the algorithm knows everything about us.
Started to send me tattoos and send me this tattoo, and Jesus Christ, where this tattoo is from? And I put in the Instagram, Thailand. Oh my gosh, I had already bought the tickets. I need to do. And I researched about the tattoo. I don't know how can I say in English. Mantra.
Mantra is a mantra.
And every line has a different mean that protect us to afastar coisas ruins.
to avoid.
To avoid.
To push away some bad things.
Yes. And I have a lot of this kind of tattoos you can choose. And in Thailand, we cannot do this tattoo with anyone. We need to do just with I don't know how can I say needed in Portuguese. I have a guy, a specific guy, something like a pastor, padre,
a pastor, a religious leader,
a religious leader that they made, and we can made in there. But they choose the tattoo and choose the place of our body.
Okay. You cannot choose either the part of your body.
Part of your body. Or we can, of course, pay for the tattoo and go in a studio to do the tattoo, but monge, you know,
it's a monk in English, monk.
And the guy that made in my body was an ex-monk, because in the situations when we can choose the tattoo and choose the part of the body, they need to be an ex-monk. And the guy made was really nice, really fast, just 40 minutes. And I made in Bangkok. A lot of people made in the islands, the Phi Phi Islands, the Phuket. But I thought, Jesus, have the ocean. I will.
If something happens, where is the closest hospital? The mind of a doctor, right? Always thinking ahead.
I lived with me antibiotics because, of course,
she's the best.
Never know what could happen.
What could happen?
And I made in Bangkok in the last day that the trip. I made 11 a.m. and our flight was 6 p.m. Something like that.
So you were like, okay, I will be in the airport or in the airplane. There will be doctors there. I will be safe.
Yes. It was really, really nice. And I really like this tattoo. And a lot of people were asked about the tattoo. Did you go to Thailand? Yes, I went.
So nice, so cool. Yeah, so nice. So
sorry. God bless you.
Thank you. You see, I will put this on the online. She knows how to say saúde in English, guys, when it happens. When I sneeze. Yeah, but what I was going to say. Yeah, so they choose also what kind of mantra they will put on you according to your vibration, your energy. That was the most, like, for me, was the most surprising thing when you told me about that. Because I thought, like, okay, we cannot choose exactly what shape. They will choose the shape according to, like, what they want and everything, but no, it's everything related to your energy, right?
They made a pray during the tattoo, after the tattoo, have a lot of different things, and they made not a normal tattoo. They made with bamboo. So it's really different.
It's really like crafts made, like with handmade, right?
Handmade,
really
it's
cool,
really nice.
Yeah, and this is another experience that you couldn't really understand and live if you don't speak English, right?
Yes,
Lu, because if you go there, like, they try to explain you what is the correct mantra and what do you need it protects you to avoid something bad to happen. And when you learn English, you can live the full experience,
of
right?
course.
Yeah, so cool.
It helps
really nice.
me a lot.
Yeah, really nice. And in Germany, I think you went to a congress as well, Lu. Did you participate?
I wouldn't go, but I didn't go.
Okay.
Because I needed to apply my job, my paper. But we still didn't finish the paper. So we will apply in this year.
Lisbon. Okay, cool.
Year.
Very nice.
Next month.
So cool. Great. Amazing. Any your specific area in your master's, Lu, can you talk about this also to us?
We are studying. We will make a systematic review with meta-analysis about the risks of the complications, the cardiovascular complications after sepsis. Sepsis is when someone have an infection that made different things in our body. Something like I have a pneumonia, but my kidney is not working so nice. It's failure. So when we have the infection, but we have the compromised comprometimento.
Yeah. What is? O que tá comprometido?
Comprometido outros órgãos.
Yeah, we have other organs compromised.
When we have a pneumonia, when we have another organs compromised.
Yeah.
We call this sepsis, or in Portuguese we say infecção generalizada, sepsis, but generalized infection. That it's more famous to understand, and we can hear more this. And we are studying that if this infection could be a risk factors to have heart failure, to have a stroke, to have a heart attack, and this kind of things. So we are trying to answer this. We have some studies, some articles with this, but the meta-analysis could group all these articles and really determine if the sepsis really is really a risk to develop these
other diseases. Okay, so cool, great. And I think using this kind of videos that we have a lot of videos that are very specific of your area, right, Lu? We discuss about, there is one video that I love that is called the Doctor's Touch. You remember this one? That is, it's a TED talk that talks about that woman that she went to a hospital that had all the technology and everything, but the doctor didn't touch her. And she decided to not go to this very famous and expensive hospital and go back to her town because she needed a doctor that was touching her, right? So sometimes I think, for example, right now for your masters, and you also told me that sometimes you see the same videos that we used in the classes in the masters. Is great because you can, for example, you just explained beautifully everything about your area in English, right? Because sometimes it's not only talking in English, but talking about the vocabulary that you need and everything. And I think the videos also help with that, right?
Yes, help a lot. And what this course that I bought in English, they said try to watch in English because of course we can learn new words, specific new words that of course we will not learn in a course, in an English course, because it's not the things that we do every single day.
It's not something that someone talks every day, like these specific things that you are doing. And I think that the personalized method is good for that, right, Lu? Because you see the videos that you can take this kind of vocabulary and you can apply the next day in the masters.
Yes, it's really nice. And you are talking about to touch the patient. It's really important. I think nowadays with the new things, the new technologies, sometimes the doctor just look the numbers of the laboratory and the screens, or the tomography, or the RNA and MNA resonance.
Which one is it? It is RMNA.
RMNA.
RMI, because in Portuguese is ressonância magnética, né? Então MRI. Sorry, MRI.
And just for this, they take a decision on what they need to do for the patient. But sometimes we need to touch the patient. Of course, because to be more human. And sometimes the screening will not show us the things that we need to touch. I always feel. We need to feel. Sometimes when I have a resident with me, I always said, touching the patient. You can understand. You can this touch. The patient is not nice. Now her blood pressure is very nice. But if we don't do anything now, something will happen.
Wrong.
So is important to have this tiny skills, I think.
Yeah, exactly. And it's something that the AI, the technology will never replace, right? The human touch. It's one of the things. And I recommend this video for everyone who's watching. The name of the TED Talk is The Doctor's Touch. And it's really great. I loved this TED Talk because they talked about this and also the history of medicine, right? He talks about that that picture that is
The
called
stethoscope.
Yes, yeah, and also that picture. I think in Portuguese is o clínico, but in English is the doctor, right? There's a painting. It'll talk about this history and everything. And I think this is great because we can also discuss about very meaningful things in English, right? Like we are doing right now. So the class, like we can learn about our different areas, different vocabularies, but also to have these deep kind of discussions, right?
Yes.
Sometimes the students said it's kind of a therapy, in English. Yeah.
Yes. And I saw someone that said that the classes, the English classes with your team, you and your team, are not rigid. Sometimes we travel together, and we in the first class. We need to
book another trip.
Yes. We want to talk about this.
Yeah.
It's not. No, we need to see the video to read the transcription. It's not that like that. So we can sometimes with teacher Rob, I was talking with him a lot of different things. And okay, let's see the we are reading Shakespeare.
Oh, so cool in English. Look at her. Before, I don't know if I can speak English. Now she participated in a podcast in English. She reads Shakespeare in English. She goes to many different countries,
When I hear a song that Britney Spears was now just let me understand the music, the lyrics. Jesus is that? Oh my gosh. So it's really nice to hear the lyrics, to hear the songs and understand everything. Yes. Sometimes I hear podcasts of BBC when I am going to the hospital, and I put the BBC podcast, and they have a lot of news. So it's nice to be updated and of course practice the English.
Yeah, and practice with different accents, right? Because the British English, the BBC news is in British English, right?
Yes.
And you saw this, Lou, when you were in Germany or like in these other countries, the importance of understanding different accents. Was it difficult for you to understand people from Austria, for example, from Germany?
I thought it was worst, but it was okay. But I think it was not so difficult because of the classes we have teacher with different accents, and of course the videos are different. Sometimes we have someone, all the people speak in English, but with different accents. Someone from, I don't know, Turkey, for German, for Chinese, China, for United States. So I think we practice our listening. So it's very important.
It's really great.
Of course, it's different when you are face to face to another people. Jesus Christ.
You get a little bit nervous, but you are prepared. At least you are prepared.
We I think we just realize that we are prepared when we are face to face to another people.
Exactly. Yeah.
To another people that didn't speak Portuguese.
That doesn't speak Portuguese. Yeah. And that's why we bring foreigners every month, right? Because I always say this to the students, like when you are talking to your teacher, for example, me and you already have like an intimacy, we're friends and everything. So you talk normally. Like when a person sees like a foreigner is like a ET. My goodness, who is this person? Like you get super nervous and everything. So we try to bring like the sample of the real life. It's like, okay, I'm going to give you a test drive every month for you to check how you are progressing, because at the end of the day, I always tell the students, you're not learning English to talk with me. You're learning English to talk with the world, So you have to be prepared to listen to different people with different accents, and also to like get this kind of like, you have to look at a person from another country with like normalcy. Like it's normal. It's not like a person who is like, I have to be afraid or everything. It's just a new person as if it was a Brazilian one, So
I remember now, I don't know if you can put in the podcast when we are traveling. Someone asked me if I.
No, I will put this part here. I will post that on Instagram. Actually, I'm gonna tag you. You can say you go first.
we were at the party. And a person came to us, and he asked me, "Do you speak in English or Spanish?" And Dalvana was next to me. And I said, no. and she, what? And the guy, yes, you know.
Yeah, the guy wanted to approach Luiza. He was from Switzerland, and we were in a party together, New Year's Eve in Northeast, in Amore. And we were walking, the guy, hi, how are you doing? Do you speak English? And Luiza didn't want to talk to the guy.
Yeah.
So she said, no, I don't speak English. But I was like, what?
But it was complicated because my English teacher was...
And I was like, she speaks English. If you want to say no to him, you say in English. Yeah. You say, I don't want to talk to you, but I do speak English. And Luis was like, yeah, she's my English teacher. And she got super embarrassed. This is the downside, to become my student. You can become my friend. And so you're going to travel together. And I'm going to tell she speaks English. Yeah.
Yeah,
she does,
you can speak
You can speak English. Exactly.
But it's nice. And it's so beautiful because, of course, you speak with us.
You speak with us.
But when we are seeing you speaking with another people are so beautiful.
Thank you.
Christ, it's very nice. It's very nice. I wanna be like you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, because during the classes we speak like slowly. We try to explain everything.
Yes,
so when you're talking to someone else is different, right?
Yes.
It's nice. And I was talking to Rob about this. We recorded a podcast in Rio, and he was like, when we are teaching, it's kind of who we are a persona,
And you need to be understood.
Yeah, exactly. And when you are talking to other persons, you can talk with slangs faster and something like this. So it's nice. It's really, really cool. And I was talking to Rob about this as well. Brazil right now has been receiving a lot of foreigners, right, Lu? I think 20 years ago, if a doctor graduated, was going to work in a hospital, maybe he was going to have a patient who speaks English once a year, or maybe one time in 5 years. Right now it's very common because we have a lot of foreigners coming to Brazil, especially like in big cities like São Paulo, Rio, and everything. So this is super important as well, right? For the physician to be prepared. Because imagine if you have a person who goes to the hospital and you can't talk to your patient and explain him what is going on with them. It's something that totally limits the support that you have to give to the patient, right, Lu?
And it's weird because of course we are something afraid sometimes
we are afraid
to speak in English. But when I have a patient that speaks English or from another country, I want to talk with this patient. So
you are excited right now.
Very excited. Or sometimes I had a resident that lived abroad for some time. I really want to talk in English with them. So it's really nice to we really want to practice our English,
to put that on practice. Exactly. And before probably it was something that you were afraid, like if there was a patient that always speaks English, oh no, I'm not gonna go there, I don't know, and everything. And right now you are excited to do so, right? Really
it's
cool.
really nice.
It's really nice. No, it's incredible. I say English is great in all different areas. It's not only about one area, and it totally connects you with to totally different people. Yesterday we had our special class with foreigner, because every month we bring a person from another country, and I was with Shao, and Shao is from Philadelphia in the USA, and she's a friend of a student who lives in New York, and I was a Brazilian student of mine who lives in New York, and she was in Rio. She came to Rio by herself, Lu. She doesn't speak Portuguese. It was her first time in Brazil. She booked a plane and come to Rio, and I was like, Shao, you are being my hero, because a lot of Brazilians, they are afraid of going to Rio because of the violence, and you came from another country alone without speaking Portuguese, and everything was all right. But my student saw that I was in Rio on my stories, and she said to me, hey, Dao, I have a friend who went to Brazil by herself. Are you able to meet her? I said, yeah, of course. And we went together to I went to some place with her. She had caipirinha for the first time. She had Brazilian barbecue for the first time. We spent the whole day together, and we talked a lot. Her family is from India. They immigrated to the USA before she was born, so she's American. She was born there, and we became friends in one day. And now I know a person who lives in Philadelphia who has all these things. So if I didn't speak English, I would never be able to make this connection, this bridge, So it's great because you can connect with people from many different countries, many different places. And I think you also did this, right, Lu? You met a lot of different people when you were traveling. In Thailand.
I think, like you said, that the teacher Rob said, when he is giving classes, teaching.
Yeah, teaching classes.
He's a persona. And I think I have another persona. I have a persona when I was speaking English when I am abroad, because I am more enthusiastic. I really like to understand what's happening, to understand the culture. So I think I am more less shy. I think I'm not a shy person. Of course, but in the beginning, I think I am. Just the beginning.
She wanted to be a hostess. She wanted to be a hostess of TV. She wanted to be an actress, but she's super shy, guys. She's super shy.
No, just the first 5 minutes, I am very shy. And after, Jesus Christ.
After she becomes your best friend. Great.
But I think I am more interested about the culture, about the country, about the things when I am speaking in English and staying abroad. I think I am different. I'm a different person.
a different, you create another persona as well.
I think.
And I have heard this a lot with the students, that sometimes when they are abroad, they feel less shy to commit mistakes than when we are around Brazilians, right? You felt the same?
Yes, I think we are, here in Brazil, we are thinking about the judge. Of course, all the time. So, we judge too. So, I think on there, the people are not judging. They just want to understand what we are talking about.
Exactly.
So, I think we can be more relief in the situation. We can speak better. I think.
Exactly. And I always say, like, the important is to be understood and to understand people, right? And I always say that, like, if we want to, like, just speak perfectly, we're never going to speak. Like, so for example, it's great that you are shy just in the beginning, because a lot of people, they know English, Lu. I have, like, a lot of students who are like that. They know English. They come to the classes. They do their homework. They can understand me. But when they travel, they block themselves, like, no, I'm shy, I'm not gonna talk because I'm going to commit a mistake. And there is no way that you're not gonna, like, that you're going to improve if you don't practice, right? So of course, I know it's difficult sometimes if the person has, like, a different behavior, a different, like, kind of way of talking. Sometimes the person is shy in Portuguese, right? And they travel and they have to speak in English, but you have to try, you have to put that on practice. Otherwise, you're never going to go to the next level.
Yes,
right?
And it's nice because sometimes you can remember a word that people can help us. And in these situations, I think we learn more because we need to pay attention in the situation, all the things that they are talking with us and the words. And I think it's really, really nice to do. When I went to Thailand, I made a friend that the guy was from Scotland. So it was really nice. We still talk on Instagram, and sometimes I don't remember, and he helps me. So it's very nice. And he speaks Spanish. So cool. Sometimes, of course, I can help, but it's more similar. It's not the same language, of course. And when we was at the we were at the Thailand, a guy that was in front of us in the boat was having classes. Having classes, Portuguese classes.
So cool.
So
nice.
And he wants to speak with us in Portuguese, and I didn't want. I want to speak in English. Was really, really nice. Really and sometimes when I am abroad, I don't want to hear in Portuguese. Jesus Christ, Portuguese. I speak every single day. Oh my gosh! I don't know. The Portuguese here, I go to the other place.
Run away. Amazing. This is what you have to do when you travel, right? Because a person takes a plane, 11 hours to go to Europe, goes there, speaks only Portuguese with Brazilians. Come on, guys. You have to live the experience.
I have a friend of mine that he made a exchange program. When we were younger. And he said that in that time, of course, he was just in the group that speaks English, and a lot of people that was from Brazil that just are in the same group with Brazilian guys. And of course, we will not improve our English if we are
only speaking with
the comfortable.
Yes,
exactly. Of course, for our brain, it's more comfortable to speak in Portuguese. Of course, in this podcast, for me, it was really, really, really more comfortable.
She arrived here.
Yeah.
It's going to be in English. I said, of course.
I thought we will just speak in just
I have everything in English.
Jesus Christ. But
Really cool.
and I realized, Jesus, we are having this podcast just in English.
Just in English,
of course, have
exactly.
one word or another conjugation that I need to improve, but that's okay. We can be understood.
Exactly.
So it's really nice.
It's
that
really
in
cool.
this situation that I realized that, Jesus Christ, I didn't notice that in 3 years it will improve my English so nice, so well that I can speak the whole podcast in English, read the articles and do all the things that I can do now in English.
Yeah,
it's really,
I know.
really,
It's really
nice.
nice. It's cool.
Of course, sometimes I want to read in Portuguese.
Yeah, but you don't. Exactly. No, the other day we were traveling together and she said, I have to download my soap operas here. And I said, Luiza, you have to watch series in English. No, it's just for my hobbies. And I'm going to download
I
Brazilian
wanted to
soap
be
operas.
an actress. Of course, I like to watch soap operas.
Yeah, but you can see soap operas in English or series in
but
English.
Brazilian soap operas
no,
are
Brazilian soap
better.
operas. That's great. I said you have to call to my mom. She likes the soap opera as well. You girls
Very
can
nice,
be,
guys.
You
Very
girls
nice.
can be friends and talk about the soap opera.
I really like
of 6 p.m. Let's talk about the episode of 6 p.m. soap opera today.
But I
So
try
good.
to watch a series English. Normally, when I am aerobic exercise, I
put
put
it together.
Yes, I put
This is also
something like that.
This is also a great tip. Also, when sometimes people say, I don't have time to another activity in my day, but you can combine the activity that you already have with English. So, for example, if you have 20 minutes to go to work every day, you have 20 minutes to go, 20 to come back. So it is 40 minutes every day. 40 minutes every day listening to English after a month, it's a great amount of time, you know. So, like, instead of you listening to the radio or listening to your favorite songs already, put a podcast, a video in English, a class, you know, and it totally changed, like, the way you, for example, 20 minutes to go to work, 20 minutes to come back, 1 hour at the gym. It's like 1 hour and 40 minutes that you can consume content in English. And maybe sometimes you cannot listen to something during the whole time because you have like your personal trainer or something, but like during the cardio, 20 minutes, you can put a song, you can put a podcast. So there is always time, right, Lu, for us to do it.
And all of us have 5 minutes to do something every single day. With Navana and your team, we have the study class, the study plan that the teacher Rob sent to us every single day, something a video or something to read in English about the different topics. Normally current topics. So it's really nice to AI, something like the war, something. It's very nice. And we need to do this sometimes, of course. I didn't know that do every single day.
Yeah.
But of course, we need to do.
Yeah.
And it improves a lot our language, our speaks, how we can listen. So it's really important. I try to do, of course, I didn't do
every day. Yeah.
But I think if we don't do, we can improve.
Imagine if you were doing every day.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. And this is nice because I always say to the students when they are going to start, sometimes we know that we have to consume content in English, but it's difficult. Like, I have to go to YouTube and find something in English and everything.
Yes.
But if you are in our group, you just receive, you just click and just see it, right? And every day now we also started sending the sentence of the day and the word of the day. So every day there is a new word. You just need like 5 seconds to take a look. It's a new word. And maybe you are in the car, you know, going from one appointment to another, from one patient from another, like you, and you can check it, right? And also we could talk about this, right, Lu? Because you are a professor, you do your master's degree in São Paulo, you work at the ICU, you speak English, you go to the gym, you travel sometimes with your family and your friends. How do you manage your time, Lu? How are you able to do everything? And you participate in a podcast.
Yes, I participate in a podcast. I don't know, teacher. I really like to be in movement. I think because of my soul, I really like. I don't like to to have the
like
same
this,
thing.
the stable life every day, the same routine, right?
Of course, I choose the critical care because of the different things every single day. So I think when we do more things, we can do more.
Yeah, and you can do better.
Yes, we can do better. We can find a time to put the things to do what we really want. And when someone don't do anything, I think it's more complicated because you stay in a situation that I am comfortable here.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I like to be in movement. I like to do a lot of things. And now I really like to travel. So I come back on travel. I'm thinking about
planning the next one.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think the life is that we. Once I saw a phrase that let me remember that the die takes me alive, something like that.
Yeah, when the death comes, she will find me alive. She will find me alive.
Find me alive.
Yeah.
So I prefer. It's okay if I die in a parachute that didn't open. Okay.
Skydiving.
Yeah. But I was living.
I was living.
So
exactly.
I
this
think
is living.
it's better than a person that is at the hospital, for example.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I prefer much more the situation. Okay, it's oh my gosh, it's a risk for your life. Yes, it's a risk, but I prefer live.
Yeah,
live.
Really live. And
Yeah,
there's a
really
sentence that we saw in Northeast recently that is viver é diferente de estar vivo, right?
Yes.
Living is different of being alive. And I love this sentence. And I think this is it, because sometimes you are just being alive. You are just like stuck in a rut and you get comfortable with your routine. Every day I wake up, I go to work, I come back home, I sleep and I repeat and I repeat. When you see you are like 50, 60 years old and you haven't done anything that you wanted to do when you were younger, right? And when we want to live different things, you have to get out of our comfort zone, right, Lu? Of course, it's not easy to exercise, to study English, to do a master's in another city and everything, but you are doing things that keeps you alive, keeps you like feeling proud of yourself and like you always, as you said, always in movement, living, like having this, enjoying this opportunity that we had, right?
Yes, when I come back to Cascavel, I worked 2 years, and now I need to do something. I need to do, and the life is that.
Else, yeah.
Is this? Just this? Yeah. Now I go home and work and travel and I need another challenge. I will start a master's degree. And I need a master's degree, and I need to go to every single week to São Paulo and come back. And now I will make a doctor's degree. Of course I will. And PhD.
Yeah.
So, and after I will make a doctor's sandwich.
In another country.
I will do,
Yes, exactly.
And after, I don't know, but I know I will do something. I think to make a gastronomy.
Yeah, gastronomy course.
Yeah, I don't know how to cook, but I think it's very important. I think it's very beautiful. So maybe
very nice.
10 years
she will be at Le Cordon Bleu in French. In France, speaking French.
I will be in Master Chef.
In Master Chef, exactly. And the chefs. What do you do, Luiza? I'm a critical care doctor, and I have a PhD in England, and now I'm participating here.
I'm participating too here. Yeah, because
exactly. Really cool. Amazing. Really nice. Well, I think we can wrap it up. Do we have anything that you would like to say? That I think some of the things that I always ask my students when we are going to finish the podcast is like, what would you say to Luiza before she started having English class? Like, if you have this opportunity to go back to the past, what would you say to her, like, before you achieved everything that you have done with English? Yeah,
I think I would say to her that continue to do this, to do the exercises, do every single day, because just in this situation you will improve your English or any skills that you want to improve. So be a persistent.
Be persistent.
And everything will happen to you if you really want something and really dedicate yourself to do something. We can do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sometimes we don't know how we are able, right?
Yes.
Right, Lu? And only doing like this, only doing these kind of situations, because it's very interesting what you were saying, because you said, okay, I was here in Cascavel and I wanted a challenge. So I decided to do a master's degree. So because of the master's degree, you have to go to English. Yes. And so because of English, you started going to congresses in another country, and you decided to go to São Paulo. So now you're meeting new people, and you think about, you think already about a PhD, and you think already about living abroad and everything.
Yes,
so one thing carries the other one, and then you see, you just become another person. You just like develop yourself so much that you could achieve a lot of things, right?
I think I am a Luiza more interesting now.
Yeah, exactly.
than Luiza than 3 years ago.
3 years ago or some years ago, exactly. Yeah. And what would you say, Lu, to people who are afraid of taking this step of learning English, and also people who think, English is not for me. I'm not never gonna be able to do it. They see you talking right now, and they're like, yeah, very beautiful, but I will never be able to talk in a podcast in English.
I remember when I was younger, I was at the school, and the teacher was teaching us something grammar of English, and this didn't make sense. I will never learn this. Not make sense. And for me, it was really Jesus Christ out of my mind. It didn't work. And now seeing all this thing, watching all this time, these situations that I passed, Jesus Christ, we can, of course we can, or everything we can do. We need to be really dedicated, pursue our goals, and we can get there, still there.
Exactly, yeah. And this is the thing. Like, if you don't try, you're never gonna know, right? If you don't take this first step, because sometimes I had already some people that talk to me like, oh, but in 6 months I'm going to achieve this result. In 6 months I will be able to understand people, or I will be able to have classes with a foreigner teacher. I see that the person is not that they don't believe in me, they don't believe in themselves, you know.
Yes.
They look at everything that I say and they like, no, I'm never going to be able to do so, right? And I understand that, because sometimes people are very frustrated with English, right? They tried several times, and so they're like, I'm not going to try again because it's going to be the same, and everything.
And the method, I think, it's different, because normally in normal school, English schools, they need to
follow
teach
that way.
Exactly. Like when we are younger and we are at the school, Portuguese, Brazilian school, you
have the curriculum, and the teacher has to follow it, and that's it.
Yes.
Right?
And here I think it's more to be able to talk with people. Not, of course we have classes, grammar classes, but the propose, I think, the English, the Davana team is to improve, to increase our English, and to talk with another people, to communicate, to understand. And in the middle of this situation, we are having the grammar. So we know to construct the phrase. We can understand, but we are in the, here you can use this word. Now you can use the past. So it's details that you are learning the grammar. Instead, we are not realizing that you are learning. Exactly. So I think this is the difference. I think.
Exactly. Because it's not very heavy, right? Okay, today you are going to learn about this rule, and you have to use when X, Y, and Z. Like, nobody remembers that when you are talking. Like, when we are talking in Portuguese, we don't remember exactly why we have to use this verb instead of that verb, or the preposition and everything. And in English is the same. Like, we try to bring grammar in a natural way, just like throughout our conversation we teach, and the student starts to use it in the correct way without realizing why, right? And this is it. And if you think about a child when they are learning their first language, this is the process, right? They learn how to talk, and so over time they okay, I cannot talk like this, I have to do like this, but nobody stops them and just teach grammar rules, you know.
Yes. I think it's more natural natural.
Exactly.
To learn this. Of course, the learn of the children and the learn of the adults are really totally different.
Yeah.
But I think it works a lot.
Exactly. Yeah. And also I was remembering just now because I talk about frustration, right? And I remember that it was the beginning of the class. You had a class with the teacher Rob. I don't know what he was trying to teach you, and you're like, no, it doesn't work this way for me. I can't learn in this way and everything. With songs, exactly. And now, so we changed everything. Now Luiza was like, I want to see some songs. I think I know how to use
what
that.
What do you think about it?
Great.
Yes, I remember I have a class that I feel very frustrated. Jesus Christ, I can understand. And eu me cobro muito.
I demand myself
a lot. And Jesus Christ, I can understand Jesus. Then another class, I was very nice. And this class, I was terrible. And I remember my mother hearing me. Jesus Christ, it was really.
And so we adapted it, right? Yeah, because it's also important.
Learning. And few months ago, I said, Teacher Rob, could we come back to that
song, kind of classes,
Now we are just reading Shakespeare, but we have song classes too.
Sometimes, exactly. Sometimes, And this is it. I think we have to adapt as well. I think this is the flexibility of the method, right? At that time, it wasn't good for you, so you just adapted. And now that you feel ready to do it, we can come back, right? And this is the thing. I think when we talk that is very personalized, but it's about this. It's not about the method being personalized. Like Luiza, she's a doctor, so we saw videos about medicine, about critical care, about master's degree, about traveling to Asia, to different countries, but also about personalizing the method itself. Okay, so this is not working for her. What we can do that she will feel more comfortable during the class, right? And this is the result. This is the result that we have right now.
Of course, I need to improve more, but I'm very... feel very happy for me because to be here, to can speak in English with you, with another people. So I think it really changes my mind, really changes my life, and will be changing
even more. Wait for it, Luiza, in Stanford, in Harvard, in Oxford. The next steps. You never know. Where she will end up, right? Really cool. Well, I think that's it, Lu. Thank you so much for coming. It was a pleasure. It was super nice. Nice. As usual, right? The classes just fly by when you see the time to stop. And today, I think it was the same. So thank you so much for coming. Not only for coming, but for being this great student that always I say that my students become my ambassadors, because everywhere you guys go, you talk about my English class and everything. But also a friend who had a trip together. It was super cool. So thank you so much for being part of my life and to be part of my team, to trust in us with something so important that is the fluency in English. Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Thanks the invite. Thanks to be my teacher, to be in my life, to be my friend. It's really nice. I really like to have you in my life.
Amazing, very good. So that's it, guys. That was our fourth episode, and keep on watching our YouTube videos and our shorts on Instagram. And I see you in the next one.